You've heard the rumors. You've seen the posts. But what if everything you think you know is wrong? In a quiet Georgia town where whispers drift beneath the moss of St. Mary's, some people thought Cicely wasn't listening. They posted, they whispered, they speculated, thinking she'd stay silent forever. But she saw it all, every word, every lie. What they didn't know is that Cicely's been carrying the truth, waiting for this moment. This isn't rumor. This isn't talk. This is what really happened to her son. For years, the truth was buried. Watch as Cicely Campbell finally tells it like it is.
My name is Cicely Campbell. I am a woman, I am an author, and I am a mother still living with the loss of her child. This is my truth, my story, and my reality. I was born in April of 1973 to the parents of Beverly Blackman and Clinton Jeter. I'm the third of four girls, and my mom raised me, and along with my grandmother and my aunt. They were like three peas in a pod, and they all had a hand in raising me. My mom worked a lot. She worked long hours just so we can have what we needed. And so I had a really good upbringing. I have no, my daddy wasn't in the picture. That's neither here nor there. But I had a really good upbringing thanks to them. That made me who I am today. School was good. I had a really good all through school. And I consider myself smart and everything, right? So 12th grade is when I met my son's father. So you can kind of say we were maybe a little bit high school sweethearts. He was in the 11th grade, I was in the 12th grade. And I remember him walking me to my classes, carrying my books and everything, And so, it was just like puppy love or whatever. So graduated and I kind of waited for him a little bit, because like I said, he was a year behind me. Waited for him. We ended up having a son. My son was born June 1993. And we got married, I would say, about a year and a half later. And so, we were still young, still learning, still trying to figure out, how this thing go or whatever, right? So we wanted to be together. So we ended up going off to the Army. Of course, I stayed back. We came back and then we got married. Of course, we had my son. Then he came back. We ended up getting married a year and a half later. And everything was fine. We had a good life, you know what I'm saying? We're still young, so we're still learning. 4 years later came my daughter. And what I want you to know about him is, I remember at first I didn't know I was pregnant until like 4 or 5 months. And me and my mom went to the doctor and they were like, we're having a boy. And I remember my mom walking out of the doctor's office and everybody that came, like they've gone to their appointment, minding their business. Here come my mom. We're having a boy. Mind you, it's the first boy in our family in a very long time. And so he became like, special. He was the second born of the grandkids. He was just special. He was the only boy, and he actually was the only boy 18 years until my great nephews came along. And so he was spoiled. He was a granny's boy. Throughout his high school, he was very mannerable, but Previs had like this. He had this attitude about him, you know what I mean? Like, it wasn't a bad, it was a good attitude. It was just kids, kids doing what kids do. And sometimes we would have to go to the school. I remember one fond memory I had of my son was and I thought I raised him right, but it was in elementary. And I gave him lunch money every day going to school. And the lunch lady said, tell your mom or whatever that, when you haven't been paying. And I'm like, haven't been paying? Like, that's kind of embarrassing. No, I've been paying. I've been giving my child lunch money every day. So what in the world? So I say, Previs, have you been giving the lady the lunch money? And he was like, yes, ma'am. He was, yes, ma'am, no, because that's how I was taught to, yes, ma'am, no, ma'am. And he said, yes, ma'am. I said, okay, I'm going to the school tomorrow. Like, we're going to figure this out. So they called him out of school, out of the classroom. And I said, okay, so the lunch lady was there and Previs was there. And I said, okay, Previs, did you give the lady the money for your lunch? And he looked at me dead in my face and said, no, ma'am. I was so embarrassed, but I know I taught my child better than that. I was like, you lying? Like, no, we're not doing this. So from early on, I nipped that in the bud. So I said, y'all go get him out of school. I'm finna check him out and I'm finna take him home. Now, and I am a firm believer in spankings. So when I got myself together, because if I was too mad to do anything right there with him right then. So I took him home. I checked him out of school when I took him home. And I was like, this is not what we're finna do. We're not, I'm not teaching you to be a liar. I told you to give the lady the money, and you did it. And you told me you did. And that was like, no. So that was one memory I had of him in elementary, and throughout the high school years, him and his older sister. I have 3 kids, and his older sister were 4 years apart, and they were like 2 peas in a pod. Like for Aubrey, I think she's still feeling it like to this day.
I'm Aubrey. I am Previs's sister. We have the same mom, same dad, and I am 4 years. We're 4 years apart. I just remember the good times. We always laughed, always played. We are both Geminis, so that should be able to tell the story of how our life went. I remember Previs chewed my tooth, and I had the ugliest smell for a very long time because we were play fighting. Well, I thought it was play fighting, but it was a little serious because my tooth was chipped. But I just had a great time with him. Always calling, always going out to eat, just doing everything, literally like doing life with each other. Now I just take the time to remember him, think of the good times, think of ways I can keep his name alive and his legacy. I also just turned 28 years old, which is when I lost him. He was 28 years old. So taking it day by day, step by step, and just enjoying, life. I can be honest and say that losing Previs took a very, very big toll on me because I, experienced life with him in every aspect. I have dealt with drinking to, cope with the grief and everything. And now I'm just trying to get my life back.
But he definitely was a protector, a provider. He would be the one, the mediator. He would be like, no, mama. I'd be like, I ain't coming over to mama's house. Because my mama's house is the spot where everybody comes to. Me and my sisters or whoever could be at odds or whatever. Previs would be like, mama, now you come over here. And I'd be like, no, I'm not. I ain't coming over there. Who all over there? That's the question. Who all over there? I ain't coming. And he'll be like, mama, and I'll sometimes drop my baby out Tootie out or Gabrielle out. And she'd be like, you ain't coming in or whatever. And I'd be like, no, and that was the petty side of me.
Yeah, Cicely kept it real. She said what she said. But don't get it twisted. Her boy had a gift. He could sing, and everybody who knew him knew that. Tell him, Aubrey, speak on it.
If anybody knew Previs, you knew that he could secretly sing. He would never sing in church or anything, but in the car, in the house, he would always sing.
Hold on, it'll be all right. Joy comes in the morning light. Hold on, just dry your eyes, 'cause it will be all right. I
was the youngest out of the three, but my brother was a very funny person. He was very family oriented, and I can't say he always showed up for me. He was a brother, and at times when I needed to be removed from a situation, he was there for me.
What I was trying to know about my son, it took a village to raise that little boy. My mama, my grandmama, and my auntie. My mama could tell you best because she was definitely a great baby to his heart. And she did it. She did it. She did it. She did it.
Hi, I'm Beverly Blackman, the mother of 4 girls. Um, the oldest is Shelby, Tamika, Cicely, Carol. I have 12 grands, which includes 2 sets of twins, great grands. When I had my first child, well, naturally, my mom, Sadie, raised her, and I attended Rap Johnson Bunch, graduated from there, attended Camden County Training School Elementary, and I ended up having to work the majority of my life because of my girls. I didn't want them to want for anything because when I was little, I had to learn the difference between wanting and needing. So I did the best I could as far as raising them, but I worked a lot. So my sister, Nancy, and my mom basically raised them for me. Mama did working in for other folk. So when I started working, I took care of her so she could take care of mine. They all finished school. Some went to college, and some went to the military, and some didn't want to go. So I feel like if a child doesn't want to go, you don't force them. But they all living a pretty good life. They've got kids, which when we gathered at the house, it's about 30 of us. But when I got my first grandson, which was Previs, Sissy don't like for me to say this, but I say it anyway. You may have given birth, but he was mine. And he lived with me the last years of his life. He was spoiled, but he had a beautiful smile. He was a loving person. And in living with me, Travis wrecked about 2, 3 vehicles. He wrecked one, we get him another one. He wrecked that one, and he got Granny. What boy? I kind of like had a little accident. He was on his way to work. Got off got away. He's too scared to call me and tell me about it. What we do? We get him another car. Okay? But while he was staying with me, he did go to school for a while in Brunswick. He went to Brunswick Junior College. He wanted to be a culinary, and he would be in the kitchen with me cooking. And he did pretty good, you know? And it's not a whole bunch I can say, except that I love that young man. Miss him like crazy. He'd come in after he done had 10, 11, 15 jobs. When he go take a little bath and come out smelling good. Where you going? I'll be back, Granny. Well, you need to let me know something, because I ain't going to sleep till you get back in the house. So when he finally, Granny, I'm going to move. Wherever you go, I have an extra bedroom because I'm coming. But he was loved by all that knew him. And he was very respectful. But he had a little temper there too. You rub him wrong, be ready. You say anything about Granny, be ready. And sometimes I think that his mom, she might not admit it, but she was jealous of me. I think she felt like her son loved me more than he loved her, but that wasn't it. He was just my baby. You know, I couldn't take him from her because she was mama. But that's my heart.
When we wrapped the first interview, I thought we were done. But then my phone rang. Beverly said Cicely was jealous. Let's be clear, Cicely ain't jealous of nobody. She's a mother, still trying to breathe after burying her child. You want to know what jealousy really looks like? It's wishing for one more chance to hold your baby. Although Beverly is the best mother in the whole wide world and the best grandmother on the planet, she's not Cicely's son mom. She's the matriarch. And sometimes, the matriarch forgets what it feels like to lose what came from your own body. What Cicely feels is guilt. That deep down ache mothers get when they start asking, could I have done more? That question can haunt a mother longer than grief itself. After the first interview, she called me, voice shaking, said, Dr. Petrinia, I need to tell the truth. It's been eating me alive. She didn't call for sympathy, she called for truth. That's not TV talk, that's confession. So we packed up and came back to the little town of St. Mary's, Georgia. No script, just the truth. She didn't want makeup, she didn't want to look good. She wanted to get this off her chest before it crushed her. Oh, by the way, Cicely did look good though. And when she sat down in that chair, you could see it. She was done hiding. This is Cicely, saying what she's been scared to say. This is the truth about her son. Well, I'm here, ready to listen. What's up?
28 years of breath he carried. Previs Junior, my boy, my pride. Born to the world with fire and thunder. Gone too soon, now I'm empty inside. While the wind stole him away. While the stars